Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
What up and good morning. I've got to make this show quick today. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Anyway, and good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel, where I got home late today, and I finally got this thing going. So, hi, welcome. Let's get it going right away, because I just gotta do it, because it's, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's say hi and get it going. I got a lot of stuff on the docket and not as much time as normal. And but wait, as I was setting up, I saw a headline that it was very disturbing. And I hope I get to it today, but it'll be in the links. I promise. I just, well, I'll move it up to there. Maybe I'll get to it, but I got so much other stuff to do. Anyway, let's go and get it started. First in the chat today, Avocados Diablo gets the bell. Ding! Because you were first. Also, good morning, Miss Wild Wolf. Somnambule Nation. I'm going to scroll down because it's kind of a lot of people chatting here. Unacceptable Views, my other favorite Canadian. Hit the red button, Marty. Yeah, I know. Also, Kara Soldier, what's up? Did I say Miss Wild Wolf? I did, I think. I'm pretty sure I did. My favorite Canadian, Jaeger Pony's here. Good morning. Also, Select a Boy.
Yeah, boy.
And let's see, Green Badger Outdoors. And did I just see Liberty Vet? Yes, I did. Liberty Vet, what's up? Good morning. And Select a Boy. I'm scrolling through here. JB's in the house. What up, Jay Blizzard? What's up? And Louis is in the chat with everybody else. And people start popping in here, but I had to start the show very abruptly today, just because. So let's get it started. There's already people sharing the stream too. I appreciate that, including, let's see, I gotta scroll down here. There we go. Start with Somnambule Nation, of course. Always quick on the draw. There you go. And I reposted that. And Miss Wild Wolf doing that too. Thank you. Appreciate it. And also dropped a let's go on my whatchamacallit, my whatever thing of the show. And also the cute kitty, dancing kitty there. That's a Miss Wild Wolf thing. Although someone else has used that before. And what is this? A little tune for what WTF Wednesday. I don't think there's a copyright. Oh, let's see what the tune is, because I got a tune for you too for Hump Day. I almost forgot that. Good morning, Trippy Liberty. What's up, my brother? Haven't seen you in a while. Welcome back.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. Oh, sing it, girl. Come on now.
What the fuck
yeah.
is going on?
Oh.
What the fuck is going on?
We're going to listen to it again, because it's such a great song.
What the fuck
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll do that. Good morning, Midnight. I see you're in the chat somewhere. I just missed it. Ms. Wild Wolf yelling at me again. Y'all yell at me a lot. All right. Yeah, I like that song. In fact, I'm going to repost it because it's a great song. What the fuck is going on? Green Badger Outdoors with some military hardware action. Nice to see that. And that's everybody so far. But there'll be more, I'm sure, because, I just started the stream. All right, let's get into the news right away because, of course, it is Hump Day. That's a holiday I'm celebrating today. And I like this. There's a similar song. I told you I was going to play another song. Here's another song for Hump Day. Let me full screen this bad boy. Oh, that's about everything. You can see it good enough. Here's the anthem for 2026.
This year, I'm in my flow. Fuck anything that don't help me grow.
What?
Fake friends, shiesty hoes. I'm letting all that bullshit
Oh, yeah. No bullshit. Yeah. All right. So that's a no bullshit song for 2026. Yeah, and I'm not showing you any tits, AD, but I will scroll down. Hey, here's a happy hump day. What if we kissed and all of my teeth fell into your mouth. What? Oh my goodness. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. And then there are some, okay, I'm going to scroll down as far as I can. Good morning. Happy hump day to all who celebrate. Only 56 hours to go until lederhosen time. Y'all have a great, I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that means. And also, I hope none of this changed. Okay, there's some people on camels for hump day, which that's got to be some AI shit. I rode a camel once in Morocco. That was kind of cool. Getting up on it was a trip though, because you have to, they're on the ground and you have to hold on to these handles right in front of you, and then they stand up with their back legs first. So you're like looking like you're gonna fall on your face if you don't hold on. But I survived. Yeah, that I know that's AI. I'm just kidding. And here, this is not AI. This gal just taking a little hop into the surf. That's cool. And then a buffalo, which has a hump too. And I think I'm going to stop scrolling there because I think the next one, yeah, I can't scroll that far. I can't show you that. Okay, and then under Happy Hump Day, I could only scroll, I think, for a little bit. Wait, that was Happy Hump. Well, here's Hump Day with that same little dude there, same song, and I think it's, oh, this is the one that I was going to show you. Here's the chicken one. Happy Hump Day. Here's some Rooster TV to start the day. Yeah, you get to see some chickens. Hey, look at that. There's some Rooster TV. There you go. You wanted to see some breasts there, Avocados Diabli? There you go. That's some chicken breasts for you. All right, enough of the chicken TV. Moving on. Let's see. Whoa, what the hell did I do there? That's not what I want to do. It's not over yet. You wish it was. All right. And then also, now, it's been a while since I've done this. This is something that I have not done. Hello, Midnight Next Up, by the way. It's been a while since I've done this. Today's Catholic feast. I haven't done a Catholic feast, but it's, we're coming up on Lent and Easter and all that stuff. It's a good time to start doing the Catholic shit again, right? I don't know if I should refer to it as Catholic shit. But today's feast is the feast of Our Lady of Lourdes. Not Lords, but Lourdes. If you don't know the story, Mary appeared there in 1858 to a peasant girl named Bernadette. Anyone know that song, Bernadette? I don't know if that might be a Mick Sterling original, though. Anyway, waiting for Bernadette. Anyway, if you don't know the story, Mary appeared there in 1858 to a peasant girl named Bernadette. Worth noting that in most apparitions, Mary appears to nobodies. Maybe that's because the world would have seen as one when she was a young woman. Little did the world know. Among other things, Mary told Bernadette to drink from the spring and wash in it. The only glaring problem was that there was no spring nearby. She pointed to a place on the ground as she spoke, and Bernadette, in obedience, dug away at the mud to wash in it. Immediately, water started flowing that, to this day, produces about 27,000 gallons a day. Millions have visited since then to bathe in the spring, which God has used to work miracles. 70 of them have been thoroughly investigated with strict scientific criterion, which includes zero medical explanation, and include cancer patients whose tumors vanished instantly, paralytics, what? Who could suddenly walk, the blind seeing, and cases of tuberculosis and MS instantly clearing up. But there are countless more miracle stories that haven't undergone investigation, and walls are lined with the crutches of people who left them behind. But a little known fact about this miraculous healing spring is that it was located where the town dump was, which was also where criminals would do their business. How fitting that would be the spot God would pick for one of the most life-giving pilgrimage sites in the world. The site marked by the sign of a pure spring of water that millions have bathed in. What part of your life or heart do you feel is a dump? X. That place of hurt, pain, disappointment, and wounding. Maybe that's exactly the spot God has chosen to turn into a spring of blessings. Maybe that's precisely the site of your superpower and the place where your future glory will shine most brightly in heaven. Jesus' risen body still bore the wounds in his hands, feet, and side, but a new light shone through them, and hope for the world. There you go. All right. So, yeah. The spring's still there, and people bathe there, and miracles happen. Okay, there you go. Lady of our Lords. Lourdes. Other holidays today include, it is Promise Day, whatever that means. You promise to do something later and you try to go through with it. National Make a Friend Day. Make a friend. I'll be your friend. National Guitar Day. National Peppermint Patty Day. Oh, the York Company's happy. I'm going to go get a York Peppermint Patty. National Ava Day if your name's Ava. What up? National Latte Day. All the white girls going to Starbucks. Satisfied Staying Single Day. All the white girls going to Starbucks. And International Day of Women, Girls in Science. Also known as Satisfied Staying Single Day. Oh, the juxtaposition is incredible. Don't Cry Over Spilled Milk Day, Grandmother Achievement Day. I'll have to talk to Lady Boomer. I got a story. National Mark Day, Get Out Your Guitar Day, National Foundation Day, World of the Sick Day, or World Day of the Sick. Like me. National Inventors Day. Oh, invent something. National Van Day, Armed Forces Day in Liberia, Be Electric Day, and Islamic Revolution Day. Whoa, wait a minute. Is that when the Islamic Revolution in Iran was? Oh, God, why are we celebrating that? Okay, story time. Yesterday, Lady Boomer and I delivered food to our young friend. No, I'm just a sick individual, Miss Wild Wolf. I'm not sick. Like, I'm not going to throw up or anything or have a fever or, suddenly fall over and die. I just have a sick sense of humor. And so I just made a little funny about myself that nobody understood what I meant. Okay. Yesterday we delivered food to our young friend who has cancer, and it felt really good because we, a lot of times we just do nice things for people and don't expect anything from it. And I was, so especially my wife, she's like the most caring, loving human being on the planet, and she does nice things for people all the time. And so I'm really proud of my wife. Let me put it that way. And that's all I wanted to say. That was the story. Simple story that I am very proud of my wife. All right, let's move on. El Paso. Let's get the main story today because El Paso is trending. Apparently, there was, what do they call it? They call it a. Well, here's this. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? There it is. Temporary flight. There was a temporary flight restriction over El Paso, Texas, that was starting this morning. It's really weird. How this whole thing came about. The FAA, Federal Aviation Administration, issued a temporary flight restriction over El Paso, Texas, and Santa Teresa, New Mexico, halting all aircraft, including commercial and medevac. And also, if you're a drone enthusiast, yeah, that too. Good morning. By the way, Unholy Queen, aka Midnight. I said hi. I don't know if you were here when I said it, though. But your mom said you were here, so I said hi. And then I was like, but I didn't see your name anywhere on the board, but now I do. So it's everywhere. And so now I'm saying hi again to our young friend. We good? Good morning, Attack Alpaca, too. What up? So anyway, so for several hours, okay, so here's what happened. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. So they closed down, they had a temporary flight restriction over El Paso that was supposed to be 10 days long, like 10 freaking days. After Mexican cartel drones entered U.S. airspace. Army counter-drone operations at nearby Fort Bliss neutralized the threats, but a lack of coordination between the Pentagon and the FAA caught airports and airlines off guard, leading to widespread cancellations. The restrictions lifted by the afternoon. No, like not even by the afternoon, by this morning. This all happened this morning. confirming no ongoing threat to commercial flights, though experts noted the unusual shutdown at a major hub serving nearly 1 million residents. So this is crazy. This is kind of, it has several things trending. Fort Bliss is right near there in El Paso. White Sands National Park in New Mexico was included. And the Juarez is trending because it's right across the border from Juarez, which is a dangerous town in Mexico. Although a lot of people go into Juarez for shit. I don't remember what they go into. Like if they're shopping, like you can go in there during the day, but don't be caught in Juarez after dark. Let's put it that way. And so this happened. Temporary closure of airspace over El Paso. It was lifted like this just about an hour ago. So here's the original story. Here's a Fox News version.
What we have here is something major. 10 days. That's 1,000 flights.
10
That's
days.
About
They were shutting it
175,000
down.
people that won't be flying into a city that has really no other close by air service options. This is not a minor thing, but Fort Bliss might be part of it. But I really do think they've discovered something major on the ground in that area, El Paso and Santa Teresa, that means we might be attacked very badly. They wouldn't do this otherwise. This is not minor at all.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
El Paso Airport is responding to the FAA closure. This is what they said in the statement. The FAA, on short notice, issued a temporary flight restriction halting all flights to and from El Paso and our neighboring community, Santa Teresa, New Mexico. The restriction prohibits all aircrafts operating, including commercial cargo and general aviation, to February 20.
And like, if on this restriction too, that includes even if you have like hobby drones, like photo drones, even little drones, because you have to have a FAA license to fly a drone more than 250 kilograms, or not kilograms, sorry, not kilograms. Is it 250 grams? I can't remember what it is, but so yeah, you can't fly anything in that airspace. So anyway.
Yes. What do you make of that statement?
It means they have found something in El Paso, in the area, that is a threat that's going to take them at least 10 days to try to ferret out and neutralize. This ain't minor. I mean, I just can't get over. This is not a broken wire in an air traffic control system. This is something where there is something on the ground in El Paso right now today that is geared to shooting down or destroying airplanes.
Well,
I mean,
not necessarily on the ground, though.
Otherwise, let's put that right on the line here. But
okay, so that's a report from this morning, right? Earlier this morning, probably. I'm gonna say it was about 6 hours ago, 5 hours ago. Oh, you have an FAA license, Midnight Exile? Do you have drones, or do you fly? What do you do? I'm curious. Yeah, kilograms is weight. No, I know. No, I'm talking about it's grams though. Good morning, Tyre Alexander, by the way. So anyway, let's see. There was no notice. Aircraft traffic control recordings show how caught off guard both pilots and controllers were. Here's the air traffic controllers listening to this.
Southwest 1249, are you guys supposed to fly out?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Southwest 1249, are you guys departing again tonight, or is this final flight in?
Nah, we're going to the hotel.
Roger. Just be advised, I guess there's a TFR going into effect. Just pass it on to the Southwest and everybody else. At 0630 for the next 10 days, we're stopped, all ground stopped.
Okay, ground stop to 0630 for how long?
10 days.
So the airport's totally closed?
10 days.
Apparently, we just got informed about 30 minutes to an hour ago.
So for 10 days, you guys are not open?
Well, I mean, we'll be here, but no air traffic.
Okay, thanks for that heads up.
Cargo South 120 Heavy, it just says...
I'm surprised you didn't get an F-bomb there. Like, what the fuck? I'd be saying hell. Hello, Lord Stanhope. Good morning.
Security alert, TFR is going into effect at 0630 is all we're aware of.
It's
Yeah, it just goes
0630.
into effect
Okay,
at
so it didn't even last.
0630 till the 21st at 0630. Southwest 1249, are you guys supposed to fly out?
Okay, so that's, wow. So, anyway, update. In addition to El Paso airspace, around Santa Teresa, New Mexico for 10 days, New Orleans for 5 days, citing national security. Congress was not notified beforehand, and two members of Congress tell me they are learning of this in real time. Well, yeah. Look, this is wild that was even brought up. It's like if there's an emergency, and does the members of Congress have to be notified beforehand? Like Congress was not in capital letters notified beforehand. Look, if you have an emergency, I'm not waiting for to notify every member of Congress. I don't give a fuck. I want them to take care of the emergency and then maybe explain it later. So now let's see. So this is again, FAA just ordered full halt of flights. CNN, FAA halts flights. But now apparently that has already been lifted. So let's go. Let's see. Where's the one where it's already lifted? Let's see. Scroll here. Up Paso. I don't know why that was on there. We already heard from Mike Boyd. Why did the FAA just ground all flights for 10 days? Nobody knows. Well, shoot, where is it? Anyway, it's already been lifted. This flight restriction has already been lifted. Here's the area that they were talking about, though. So this is Fort Worth right here. Now, this person says not the only area. TFR, temporary flight restrictions, dates overlap with UAS authorization drone areas in purple. Got a feeling the cartels are about to get curb stomped. So, yeah. But yeah, the purpose, apparently there's some cartel drones were found flying in some of that airspace, and apparently the military at Fort Bliss has already taken care of it, so to speak. So if you're not sure what this means, for those wondering, a TFR is a temporary flight restriction. There are a few varieties, but this one essentially closes the airspace over El Paso, areas northeast and also west in New Mexico for 10 days. This means no air traffic in this area at all. TFR over your baseball stadium or when the president is in town is usually hours long. Not sure what's happening there. For example, there's a TFR going on in Seattle today. No air traffic, including any kind of photo drones or whatever, over the parade for the Seattle Seahawks football win. Like they'll do that over, like they'll do it over the Boston Marathon. They'll do it over if the president's coming in and they have to, if they're going to be in a stadium, they'll have a TFR for that. Addition, the TFR is issued, blah, blah, blah. Where's the one? Someone said it's already over though. Well, let's see. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Here, let's go here. TFR ends. Let's go here. TFR here. Flight restriction. All right, so I'll just go under here. So I just put in flight restriction lifted. Old news, flight restrictions are already lifted. Stupid FAA. They lifted their air restriction over El Paso before I could make you shall not pass. Go joke. Okay. Let's see. Restriction lifted after a cartel drone invaded airspace and was taken down by a DOW. Anyone know what a DOW is offhand? PDawgKnight, the very first tweet in that thread was from the FAA saying it was over. Oh, was it? And this right here? Oh, this one right here. Yeah, there it is. FAA, the temporary closure of airspace over El Paso has been lifted. There is no threat to commercial aviation. All flights will resume as normal. So there you go. Anyway, so that's wild. Who was expecting that this morning? That could you get a little nervous when that shit happens, don't you? For immediate 10 days, something had to happen that made them freak the fuck out. 10 days is serious. Yo, 10 days is unheard of. You're right, Midnight. in exile that midnight, not the other midnight. Good morning, tall person. Hoity, hoity, hoity to you too. And who else showed up? It's Lord Stanhope, I already said. Tyre's here, good. And Filio Bastardo, nice to see you. And okay, I think I got everybody. So anyway, that was the big news, and it had lots of different things trending, including, for example, El Paso was trending, and then this there's the explanation what was happening. Temporary flight restriction, Fort Bliss, because it's right near Fort Bliss, which is slightly northeast of El Paso, still in Texas. Because if you went straight east of El Paso, you'd be in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's see. So, some people were speculating there might be UFOs, but no. Representative Ana Maria Rodriguez Ramos, we've received numerous credible reports of, wow, what? Torture, killing, and inhumane treatment of detained individuals at the Camp East Montana Migrant Detention Center located within Fort Bliss. We are demanding an independent investigation and public hearings by the House Committee on Homeland Security, Public Safety, Veterans Affairs, and the horrific conditions at the facility. Well, they should, look into that there, Congresswoman. Someone here says, I live next to Fort Bliss, and the last 30 days it's been 24/7 helicopters. Suddenly it's gone dead quiet. I can see they set up hundreds of tense barriers along the highway part of the base. There are thousands of tanks and artillery ready to be moved, and a railroad that passes through White Sands is fortified over the summer. Things are happening. So something else is happening down there. They're bringing down a lot of military equipment down there. I wonder if they're about to... what's a good word for this? Engage with some cartel action here, because the cartel, I can't remember which cartel is in Juarez, but they're very significant. Someone else says there's been thousands of flights out of Fort Bliss over the last 20 years. Why is it only now that it's dangerous for a civilian airport to be open, but not over the last 20 years with the other thousands of flights that have been flown in and out of something? Because they have people who take care of that. They have people who do the logistics on that. That's a stupid question. Anyway, Fort Bliss is trending a couple different ways. Juarez, cartels. In fact, let's see. Cartel property seized. That's from 21 hours over 134 acres near Rio Grande City, Texas, used by a drug cartel for smuggling, is now out of their hands. We didn't just make arrests. We took out the land and everything on it. Message to the cartels, keep smuggling, lose it all. We're coming for everything. So, yeah, there's a lot of action going on in that area of the country when it comes to that. And then White Sands, the White Sands National Park is right near there in southern New Mexico. That was included. And there you go. So it's very important that we have, what the hell? Let's see. We're standing in the bright white dunes of White Sands National Park, New Mexico. Oh, fun fact. That's not actually sand. It's gypsum. And she says, yes, I brought coffee to the giant field of powdered sunshine. Yes, we were about to sled down it, because if you can sip coffee on top of a glowing white dune and then slide down it like a kid again, you absolutely should. Life's too short not to mix caffeine and adventure. So who's the lucky friend who's going to join me in White Sands National Park, New Mexico today? Well, there you go, AD. I just, there you go. Coffee companion. Of course, this is clearly also AI. But anyway, so yeah, lots of people play around in White Sands National Park in New Mexico. All right, let's move on. Oh, and drones. Drones is also trending. Not just for this thing though. Not just for the temporary shutdown. Drones is also trending because this year the NBC News is killing it with the Olympic drones. And so people are pretty excited about that. NBC drones deliver thrilling chase views at the 2026 Winter Olympics. The Milano-Cortina 26 Winter Olympics are underway from February 6th to 22nd in Italy's Alps, featuring NBC's high-speed drones under 250 grams that pilots fly with VR goggles for an immersive alpine skiing luge skeleton coverage. So they're chasing around people with drones, and I just probably lost transmission of this of this stream because the last time I even had a hint of the Olympics on there. They didn't strike my channel, but they made it unviewable anywhere in the world. So I have to go figure out how to edit that shit out. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So check that out. Let's move on. Fuckers are still talking about this Bad Bunny halftime, but this time for a different reason. Florida representative demands the FCC probe of Bad Bunny's Super Bowl show. God. Now, part of the problem is, you know, he did the show in Spanish, and so most of the English population that doesn't understand Spanish didn't actually get the words of the music that he was, well, music's a very generous term, because oh my God, I didn't realize how terrible of a singer he is too, but he, you know, thank God for auto-tune and production. But anyway, Representative Randy Fine wrote to FCC Chairman Brandon Carr accusing Bad Bunny's February 8th Super Bowl halftime performance of violating indecency rules with Spanish profanity, drug references like El Perico es Blanco, aka cocaine, and sexually charged lyrics from Safira. And he's demanding fines for the NFL and NBC, arguing parents shouldn't expose kids to such content during a family event broadcast on NBC from Levi Stadium. Tennessee Representative Andy Ogle joined in, decrying the twerking and thrust because there was some simulated. Well, it's not necessarily. Is it doggy style when you're standing up? Anyway, it was simulated. You know, something. Oh, speaking of simulated, I'm going to go to the story I was telling you about earlier next. Anyway, so anyway, they're. So here, let's see. Ben Stiller, he's the actor. Focus on, okay, let's start with Representative Fine. Here's Representative Fine. Breaking, I just sent a letter to Brendan Carr, FCC, calling for a full and immediate investigation into the Bad Bunny halftime show. In America, our laws are not suggestions. No matter what foreign language you speak, you must comply. And look, there's the New York Post story. Did you catch the lyrics? My little cousins are Spanish speaking and understand every word of it. Yeah, it was there's some pretty messed up lyrics in there that if you don't speak Spanish, you wouldn't notice. But if you're a Spanish speaker and know the lyrics to the song, Fino also griped over the sexually explicit and suggestive lyrics in Bad Bunny's performance. Under existing FCC rules, obscene, indecent, or profane content is restricted on broadcast television between 6 a.m. and 10 p.m. Bad Bunny seems to think that since he was performing in a foreign language and encouraging the audience to use the F word, he can circumvent the FCC regulations to put on a disgusting and inappropriate performance, Fine wrote in a letter to the FCC chairman. I can see why he's not into sexy lyrics or anything. There's not, okay, never mind. But no, if you knew the lyrics in English, I was looking at some translations of it. I was like, how do you get away with that shit? I don't know. I can get away with it. I can say fuck, shit, piss, you know, twerk, whatever here because I'm not subject to the FCC, but ABC or whatever, who was it? NBC, excuse me. NBC is subject to that shit. Let's see. In fact, let me see if I can find some of these lyrics. By the way, people are making fun of him for this too. Some are making fun of him. For example, Rick Wilson of the Lincoln Project, you know, that little short little turd Rick Wilson. Randy Fine versus Bad Bunny is hilarious in every dimension. It is funny in a way, but here's some of the, okay, wait. And by the way, Kid Rock's lyrics in the, apparently, I don't know which song he was singing in that TPUSA halftime, you know, alternative halftime. Some of Kid Rock lyrics are pretty problematic too, but let's see. This man is one of the most desperately grasping frauds in the GOP caucus, and that really says something considering he shares a state with Corey Mills. Okay, hang on. Let's find some lyrics, okay? Let's find some lyrics. Let's find some lyrics. People are just making fun of him. Breaking, Bad Bunny could be hit with a $10 million FCC fine over on-air vulgarity and explicit gestures during the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter if you hide your profanity behind another language, said FCC's Commissioner Joseph Barton. It's still against the law. So anyone putting up the lyrics, I'm sure there's going to be a post by one of the Krassensteins or both of the Krassensteins defending it. But everybody's ripping on Congressman Fine for, for just dealing with just something that seems unimportant. Nobody's posting lyrics though. Who's posting the lyrics? Come on. If it's not that big a deal, post the lyrics. Well, I'll find it later. It's not that important. I don't care. I'm still talking about the frickin' Super Bowl. God damn it. I didn't even watch the damn thing. All right. Now, I didn't pay attention to this issue. I'm going to come back to this Canadian one because I really want to make sure I really, really want to make sure that only concern I'm having is what's the video? Oh, good Lord. We're not going to do it, but we'll just read the article. So, we have this issue where we want to maybe not have males participating in sports with females. And so the headline is just disturbing. And the fact that they put video, I don't want to see video of this. High school wrestler says she was sexually penetrated by trans opponent during match. A female high school wrestler is accusing a transgender opponent of trying to push his fingers into her vagina during an official wrestling match in Washington State. Because there's girls wrestling in some states. Callie Keeler, 16, a sophomore wrestler at Rogers High School in Puyallup, Washington, claims that the assault occurred during a December 6th girls wrestling match against Emerald Ridge High School. The teen says that when she was out on the mat face down and her opponent, who is male, who identifies as female, was on top of her, Keeler says her opponent put his hand between her legs and then began trying to push his fingers into her vagina. Keeler told Cruz that nothing like that had ever happened in all the years Cruz had been on her high school wrestling team. I was just kind of like, what? What the? She says, what the heck? But I'm wondering if more like, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't really know what to do or how to handle that situation. I just wanted the match to be over. Keeler says that she was completely unaware that her opponent was really a boy claiming to be a girl, and no one was alerted ahead of the match. I didn't really know what to think of it, she added. It's a women's wrestling team, so I wasn't really thinking that. The teen wrestler said that she was shocked to learn that her opponent was a boy identifying as a girl only minutes after the match. She also said she alerted her coach to what happened during the match, that the incident made her uncomfortable, and that the coach said she would look into it. Then several days later, her parents emailed officials at her high school reiterating how disturbed they were over the incident. This is a huge issue. That's something that is 100% not okay. Keeler's mother wrote in an email to the school the fact that this was done by a biological male. They keep saying who identifies as a female, who is pretending to be a female, is even a bigger issue for me. Where do we go from here? The Rogers High School wrestling coach eventually responded to the parents insisting, I most certainly would not put Callie on the mat if I thought she was competing with a male. I will investigate this and look to see if we have a video on our end. I will touch base with you either this afternoon or tomorrow morning after I do my due diligence. But this is the state of Washington where officials don't give a fuck about girls. in this, at least that part. It isn't likely anything will come of any such investigation, though, because state law allows transgender individuals to compete in whatever category they wish with no restrictions whatsoever. Oh, yippee. Fuck me. Nothing was done by either of the schools about the assault allegations until January 9th, after podcaster Cruz contacted the school to ask what was being done about the incident. Of course, the quote is, "This matter is currently under investigation," which is fine. I mean, if it's really under investigation, yes, I see it, Miss Wildwolf. I got you. Okay. This matter is currently under investigation, the district said in a statement on January 30th. As such, the district is legally required to protect the privacy of students and families and cannot share details regarding individual students or specific incidents. What we can say is the student safety is a top priority. Bullshit. And that all reports involving student safety are taken seriously. But the Pierce County Sheriff's Office also released a statement saying that an investigation has been initiated. According to reports, girls at Emerald High School have complained about the presence of two males who pretend to as females in the girls' locker rooms this year. School officials have done little to address the concerns. Last month, the U.S. Department of Education launched probes into the Tacoma, unfortunate choice of words, into the Tacoma, Vancouver, Cheney, and Salton school districts in Washington State in response to complaints of transgender students in girls' changing facilities and bathrooms, according to the Washington State Standard. In the same week, the Supreme Court hears oral arguments on the future of Title IX. OCR is aggressively pursuing allegations of discrimination against women and girls by entities that reportedly allow males to compete in women's sports. Time and time again, the Trump administration has made its position clear. Violations of women's rights, dignity, and fairness are unacceptable. Assistant Secretary for Civil Rights Kimberly Ritchie said in a statement, "We will leave no stone unturned into these investigations to uphold women's rights to equal access for educational programs and a fight that started over half a century ago and is far from finished." The Department of Education is also investigating schools in New York, Pennsylvania, Maine, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Hawaii, California, Vermont, and New York. Unfortunately, not in Minnesota, but I'm sure that'll happen too. So, there you go. Make him toss her salad. Oh my God. What? These people are more than willing to sacrifice children to push an agenda. So true. Subnomination, aka oh, good God. I'm not reading that. All right. Let me just check something here real quick because, there's more people who have shared the stream too. That's fan-fucking-tastic. Let's see here. Thank you. Tall person, of course. I'm reposting that. I'm not putting it on the screen right now, though. Oh, I have to. Dang it. I just have to. Equal opportunity postings. Thank you for sharing the stream. Also, Simon Wilkins with the daily photo show of what is this today? Is it a gumball? No, it's some. What the hell is that? You got some kind of water filtering tank? Or no? What the hell is that? Okay, it's on YouTube. So if you want to see whatever, you want to find out what this is, you'll have to click the link, the YouTube link he sent me. Unless that's me. Is that my link? That's my link to my show. Okay, never mind. Also, thank you, Resolute Germ, and for sharing the show. And a little, I don't know what that is. Oh, no. I just wanted to repost. That's all I wanted. Let's go. After I go to the bathroom. That's a little too much sharing there. And Resolute Germ with the yes from a little Jimmy Fallon there. I still, Jimmy Fallon, I can still appreciate a little bit. Jimmy Kimmel, fuck that guy. All right, let's see what Miss Wildwolf sent me too. I'm here. I'm here, dear. I got it. It's in another language. Oh, the lyrics. Oh, God. Yeah, the Bad Bunny lyrics. What is this? Oh, that's from the other day. Okay. Yeah, here's some Bad Bunny lyrics that were on the Super Bowl. Okay? Lots of Okay, so Dime, tell me. I'm fine. This is gallery trap. I don't know what that means. You are Charo, Rocky the Kid, a piece of crap. I am champion, Rocky Marciano, Rocky Balboa, I have the root. I have the way. Yes, I have the way. I spend it all night. I bill it all day. So much money that, okay, that's not the whole, oh, show more. Here we go. Okay, here it is. Here's some of the lyrics that probably should have been on TV. Let's see. Here it is. They use me. That's why I give it to all these harpies. You don't know what it's like to be on the high seas with 200 girls. When the flight attendant goes down on you in the sky, what it means to throw 500,000 into the whorehouse. That's why your opinion matters to me zero. That's why you are. Wait, what? Did I skip a line here? Okay. That's why you're 101 in the top 100 and I am first. Now they're not rappers, they are podcasters. My barber is charging more than you. Fucking and traveling around the world. Hey. Drinking lots of champagne. There's more than that. There's some worse stuff than that in there. But that's, give you kind of an idea. He's talking about being a slut and whatnot and, whatever. Oh, there's even more. Holy shit. That's where I'm missing it. Okay. Let's go back to this a second. Drinking lots of champagne, never drive, first up and then shake. He's just talking about all the girls he's doing it. You're talking shit about me and my people, drinking lots of champagne, we're never dry, talking about themselves, the money. So what? This is not the one. I wish it was just the because it's alternating between the Spanish and the English, and it's hard to read this way. Just yesterday, I was 20-year-old. I caressed time and played with life. This is not the one I'm talking about. It's the other song that was way worse than this. But thank you, Miss Waddle, for sharing that. I appreciate it. All right. All right, we did that. Let's get on some other Twitter headlines, X headlines real quick. And actually, it's going to be all headlines now because I'm running out of time. So, 9 killed in the Tumbler Ridge shooting and home shootings in Canada. This is a very sad story. Tone Tech, what's up? Nice to see you here. And, wait, Special K Acid on my list of favorite Canadians. So there's this mass shooting in Canada. It's, it's kind of weird. It's right in the middle of the big Canadian gun buyback, too. Shootings happened on Tuesday around 1:20 p.m. at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School and a nearby home, killing 6 inside the school, 1 en route to the hospital, 2 at the residence. The shooter died from a self-inflicted wound. Police found the suspect but withheld the name amid unconfirmed social media claims, identifying a 17-year-old. More than 24 were injured and 2 airlifted. Others treated locally. As the close-knit community of 2,400 mourns one of Canada's deadliest mass shootings. And there's conflicting reports if this was a trans individual. But, it's not, not that every trans person is going to go nuts. But the current suspected shooter is in fact Jesse Strang, the included image of an individual named Zilil Strang, who is believed to be the cousin of the suspected shooter. So they're not sure that it is. So people are putting up pictures of this guy, and I don't necessarily care if the idiot's trans. He just killed a bunch of people. The Canadian gun person who killed 9 people, including teens at a British Columbia school and members of his own family before taking their life, is now this one again. This says as a trans person, people initially said the suspect was a female in a dress, which is redundant. And are not confirming the suspect's identity. This is one of Canada's deadliest mass shootings, and suspect joins a fast-growing list of possibly identity-oriented individuals who've done this in North America. So people are adding these pictures. We're not sure if that's actually the person. But the odd part of it, though, was how it was described. It was described as a female wearing a dress. In fact, here is this. Let's see. This is one of the reports.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news in northeastern BC tonight, where several people have been killed in a mass shooting at a secondary school in the small town of Tumbler Ridge, shattering the small community of barely 2,400 people. RCMP have confirmed at least 10 people are dead, including the suspected shooter. Tracking the story for us tonight is CTV's BC Bureau Chief Andrew Johnson. And Andrew, just a devastating situation unfolding at this hour. What can you tell us about what happened?
Omar, it is a devastating day in the small northeastern BC town of Tumbler Ridge after violence on a scale that at this point is difficult to grasp. RCMP say they received a report of an active shooter at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School early this afternoon. When police entered the school, they found several victims along with the suspected shooter who was dead. In total, 7 people were killed in the violence at the school, plus the shooter. 2 more victims were found dead inside a home. Police say approximately 25 other people are being assessed and triaged at the local medical center with non-life-threatening injuries. Other students and staff at the school were safely evacuated. People in town were told to stay inside their homes after an emergency alert.
So here's the police report that I was talking about. It's hard to read because it's a little bit blurry here. Instruction, those in Tumbler Ridge area are asked to stay inside and shelter in place. Lock your doors and refrain from leaving your home or business at this time. All others need to avoid the area and follow police directions. Suspect described as female in a dress with brown hair. Shelter in place, report anything suspicious. But it's interesting because suspect described as, but they found the suspect self-ended in the school. So I'm not sure, how that works. Hello, Reaction Puerto Rico. Were those social justice bullets? Oh my God. That's terrible. That's terrible. So anyway, lots of people, jumping on the transgender aspect of this, which the first thing that came to mind to me was, isn't this also the great Canadian gun buyback thing going on right now too? So it's odd that this happens at the same time. But and again, it spreads the story faster, especially on X, if there's a transgender angle to it. And if the person was transgender, we're seeing a lot more of that recently. If you're having someone on hormones that make you more emotional while you're having identity issues, who knows what that combination means. We're just seeing a lot more now. All right, let's move on to other headlines. Wait a minute. There's another one here that really I want to focus on, and then you can go get the other headlines. So, the big rub on the deportation, the immigration stuff going on in the United States right now is the theme of they are targeting black and brown people. And it's funny. It really bugs me when I hear them say that they're targeting black and brown people, because most of the people who talk about this are talking about how they are going after Hispanic people, right? But they always throw in the black and brown people, trying to get, us black folks in the mix, get all huffy and puffy about it, right? And so that's kind of annoying. But there's also an issue in, I pushed the wrong one over here. Let me put the right one here. Where'd it go? Here it is. Put this right here. There's a story about an illegal alien, or, whatever, an undocumented person from Ireland that is trying to deport. And so I pulled up Ace's article from yesterday. Irish illegal alien who dodged deportation for 20 years will finally be kicked out of the country. Now, supposedly anti-racist libertarian Nick Gillespie says we shouldn't deport him because he's white like us. Now, I don't know if that's what Nick actually said. I like Nick Gillespie. I don't agree with everything he does, but he's very, very libertarian. So Nick Gillespie will claim that he made his racist plea of special privilege only because he assumes that we're the real racist here and will keep this white criminal in the country because he's white. But I don't know, man. This attempt at judo reverse racism sounds like plain old racism to me. Anyway, here are the facts. Seamus Culleton was arrested on September 9th, 2025, and has been at an ICE detention facility in Texas for nearly 5 months, despite having no criminal record, not even a parking ticket. Well, wait a minute. That's false. His criminal record's actually 20 years old. 20 years of illegal visa overstaying, plus crimes we know he must have committed, including identity theft and illegally working under a fraudulent social security number, because he didn't get permission to work in the United States until 2025. But he's been in the country for 20 years. Okay? His criminal record, okay, and he was ordered to leave and said, fuck you. He was overstayed his visa, was told to leave, refused to leave, even when offered a trip back to his home country, and so he was detained. But this apparently is, communism or something. Susan Glazier, an egregious communist propagandist at the New Yorker and wife of nasty liberal Peter Baker of the New York Times, goes immediately into awful meltdown mode. Kafka means ice. Well, wait a minute. Let's see. Then Gerald Baker. Oh, please. He was admitted on a 90-day visitor visa 20 years ago and never left. He was offered instant deportation to Ireland last year and he declined. So he's awaiting his case in a detention center. His choice, Kafka. You undermine your own argument. So here's the thing. He was offered self-deportation, right? And to get a ticket, the $2,600, I think it's up to $3,000 now. And he said, no, he is staying in the deportation center by choice, trying to fight his deportation. He could have just left. So the only argument in favor of keeping this guy around is that he, one, applied for a green card and is here provisionally while his case is considered, and two, he got married to a U.S. citizen, but he only took those two steps when he was about to be deported. They caught him, and so he applied for this, tried to get a green card and got married the same time he was being caught, right after he got caught. He's been here 20 years. There was already a deportation order for him. Deportation orders do not have statute of limitations. So then the left and Nick Gillespie are claiming he had a valid work permit, but that was only issued on the basis of his sudden application for a green card, which he only applied for in 2025 when Trump was about to deport him. What did he do for the 20 years prior as far as work or money? Because he didn't have a temporary work permit. Did he work here illegally using someone else's social security number? Did he just sit on welfare for 20 years? Did he perhaps engage in actual criminal trade? But we have to pretend this entire record began exactly when he took two desperate last-minute steps to confabulate a fraudulent set of facts to avoid deportation. Now remember, and this says, remember yesterday I mentioned the Fifth Circuit approving Trump's new policy of detaining deportable aliens until they exhaust their last legal challenge by offering to let them out of detention if they agree to finally get on the plane and get the fuck out. Well, this poor man has the same standing offer. So he is staying there voluntarily to fight his deportation. Hello, Anna Lynn. And always lost on nothing else. That's a new name. And look, while he's fighting it, supposedly his ICE detention is just an absolute hell, but one he voluntarily agrees to remain in instead of just going back to his home country, which is just that's the administrative penalty for an administrative violation of overstaying your visa. That's all it is. It's not a crime. It's not like a criminal penalty. That's administrative. Deportation is the administrative solution to the administrative violation of overstaying your visa. That's it. It's not even considered a penalty under the law. Now, and then he says, boy, Ireland must be like hell squared or something. It's Gaza of the North Atlantic because it's, let's see, also he has been in detention that long only because he wants to fight his deportation. He would have been happy to deport him. We would have been happy to deport him back months ago. So, and here, let's see, his quote, valid work permit was temporary and issued as a part of his green card application in April 2025 after he had been here illegally for 19 years. A final removal order obviously supersedes a temporary work permit. He has no legal standing to stay. He will be deported because he already had a standing removal order. So now comes libertarian Nick Gillespie, goth Fonzie, who also wears black leather jacket to show he's not like the other pundits, to argue that heritage Americans should agree to let this 20-year deportation dodger stay because he's white. What? This is appalling, and I hope it cuts through the heritage American types who otherwise could care less about due process for immigrants. He already has a standing deportation order. That is the due process, Nick. I like Nick too. I hate it that he happened to say that. Carlton said he was carrying a Massachusetts driver's license. How did he do that? How did he do that? And a valid work permit issued by the government, yeah, last year after 19 years of being here illegally. Holy shit. Oh, and his work permit was a temporary one issued only after he finally engaged with the immigration system and applied for a green card in 2025 when he knew he was about to be deported. He also coincidentally got married to a U.S. citizen that same year when he was about to be deported. According to this is CNN's Abby Phillips, this was in no way a sham marriage quickly arranged to give him cover from Trump's deportation. No, Abby Phillips tells us it's a time-honored lawful tradition for an illegal alien to rectify his immigration status through a quickie and almost certainly fraudulent marriage. Let's hear this.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's just all be talking about the same thing. Yeah. You're saying one-offs are people who are being caught up in this. The data seems to indicate that 40% of the people that have been arrested
this have stupid
no criminal record at all. So
this is that stupid criminal record thing.
Country, in an uncertain status. Maybe they are in the country. They have overstayed a visa.
You mean like a deportation order?
Like this Irishman who has been in the country for 20 years with a valid work permit, who was months away from a green card interview, or like some other examples. The New York Times said
all applied for after he already had a deportation order.
A story a few months back about people who were literally in their green card interview and were detained by ICE in their green card interviews. Right. Those are in the 40%. So that's not one or two people. That's a lot of people.
But it is, I think it's more to the story. So for example, this guy from Ireland who overstayed a 90-day visa since 2009.
Okay. That's an administrative infraction.
And deportation is an administrative solution, Abby. He's choosing to be detained to fight the administrative solution known as deportation for the administrative infraction. Moron.
And under US
and I feel bad. He's got a life here. He's been here forever. But my God, the no one above the law crowd is certainly bending over backwards to fight this.
But hold on a second, Jason. Under U.S. law, it is legal, perfectly legal, for him to rectify his status through marriage to an American citizen, which is exactly.
Did she really bring up this? Just any marriage, Abby? Any marriage? Really? Just, hey, street hooker. I'm about to be deported. I need to rectify my immigration situation. Let's get married. Good God.
What he was doing, which is why, hold on a second, which is why he had a valid U.S. work permit, which was issued by the United States government in his pending green card. So we have a process in the law where people who, like this man, maybe he overstayed a visa, can rectify their status and they're not penalized for it.
But they are still subject to the laws, and that does include being deported.
But
the thing is that they didn't say that they were going to deport,
right?
Deportation is an administrative decision. If they really wanted to do criminal charges, they could do it on all these people who entered the country illegally. And they would have up to 6 months in jail and deportation still. Or if they were a 2-time offender of illegally crossing the border, it could be up to 2 years in jail and still be deported. Oh my God. It's like, I feel bad for the guy. He's been here 20 years. He's probably got a lot of friends. I'm sure there's lots of people who'd say he's such a nice guy and he's such a hard worker, even though he's been working illegally for 19 of the 20 years. I'm sure he's a jewel of a human being. But, you know, I don't know. And look, being half Irish, I feel for the dude. I feel some kinship with this guy. I guarantee you, if it was the opposite, though, if it was an American who'd been in Ireland for 20 years illegally, I'm sure Ireland has bigger penalties than we do. Or maybe they would just deport the American and, you know, that would solve it. Because deportation's not even considered a penalty. You know that? Did you know that? Not legally considered a penalty. It's just a solution for an administrative, what'd she say, infraction? Administrative infraction?
On the conservative side say deport everybody. 56% when you're asked that question point blank say we favor it. But when you ask them more specifically, do you favor deporting people who have lived here for a number of years, have jobs, no criminal record? 56% oppose that. And it's because Americans understand that it doesn't make any sense to deport somebody who's married to an American citizen, has a work permit, is about to get their green card. What's the point of detaining him for months?
And Abby, what I want...
He has chosen to be detained for months because that's where he's fighting this from. After 20 years of being here in a undocumented status. So anyway, by the way, if he's been working here, how has he been working here? How has he been working here? Oh, illegally, because he doesn't have a work visa. He doesn't have a green card yet. He didn't apply for a green card for 17 years. He didn't marry until he applied for a green card. Oh, yes, this is totally legitimate. As a heritage American, I want to keep this white criminal in the country forever because his skin matches the heritage of my fellow white people. That's the writer here. I saw someone sum up the reaction on Twitter in about this way. Nick Gillespie, checkmate, racist. Now that a white man of your heritage is about to be deported, you see the evil of your racist ways. Twitter MAGA types. No race-based inconsistency. We want this potato gobbling ass deported back to Ireland himself. Whoa! Hey! Easy there, pal. My Irish half, the skin or the hair on my Irish half just stood up there when you said that shit. Racists. Anyway, by the way, there's no right to live and work in a foreign country either. Oh, that's right. Immigrants take our jobs. There's no right to a job and no right to be exempt from competition from immigrants. There's also no right to live and work in a foreign country either. Yeah. Oh, boy. Oh, and by the way, Goth Fonzie, a.k.a. Nick Gillespie, wants you to know he's not racist. He's totally loved the Bad Bunny Super Bowl show with all the twerking and anal sex simulation for children. But and what he really objects to are the F-35s overflying the stadium in a show of paid patriotism. Oh, well. Yeah, whatever. So anyway, I have a ton of other stuff. I wish I could get to it all, but I'm not going to get to any of it but I'm telling you, if you just go through the feed, the links today, there's some amazing stuff in there. Plus the aggregator has a lot of great stories too. So I highly recommend it. But unfortunately, my time is limited and, precious. So I'm going to get out of here. Here come the links as soon as this thing works. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we are. All right, here's the links from today. There's a lot of stuff I didn't even come close to. And I'll be back tomorrow for FTG Thursday. You all have a great day. I got to go. My name's PDawgKnight. I'm out of here. Bye-bye. They'll be in the description too. Bye. See you. Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comments section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.